Welcome back to the channel. So I mentioned this video in one of my other videos on the subject of rights, not just being ideas or faith. And I just wanted to make a clarification here. Yes, over the years, I've had some Christian people say, hey, you say you don't believe in God, but you believe in your rights. They've got you pegged. No, they don't, because your rights are not just a matter of faith or just ideas. And I may have remembered this video incorrectly. It seemed to me back then that Andrew Wilson was outright agreeing with her because she says something about him talking axioms and all this stuff. And then he says, it's okay for you to say that. He just says it's okay. In any case, I'm going to play it just a minute or two, and then I'll just conclude after that. So let's go ahead and watch.
When it comes to rights themselves, do you think that rights exist?
It's a very interesting topic that you've given to me multiple times. I think, like you've said many times about different axioms and stuff, no, they do not tangibly exist. But because the enforcement of rights has physical repercussions, I'd say that rights are something that exists in various societies, governments, legal codes, constitutions. They're present. But yes, they are intangible.
Concept.
They're intangible.
Yeah, so they're just conceptual.
Yes.
They don't actually exist as part of any type of physical reality. They're just ideas that we will follow.
The same thing with the Bible, but yeah.
I mean, sure, you can say that. I'm just asking specifically, they're just ideas though, right?
Yes, just like the Bible is just ideas.
Okay, it's just ideas. So if that is the case, then these ideas for rights, which do not exist, and then these men who are mostly enforcing these rights who do exist, men, you would say, would be the rights enforcers.
Okay, so to clarify, when I saw this, it was that segment, and it was a short, a video short. And I was able to find the whole video here. And so the whole focus of what they're talking about is who are the true enforcers of rights, who protects the rights physically. And they're talking about men versus women. My focus was whether rights are real or not. She says they're intangible. And at the time when I first saw it, it seemed like he was agreeing with her. Okay, if you believe the Bible's just an idea, so as long as you believe your rights are an idea. I don't think that's what he's doing. I think he's actually just letting her speak, and just letting her say what she wants to keep this thing moving. I don't know if he agrees with her or not. I know that he seems to think that rights are just force. That was in the Tim Pool video. But obviously, when it comes to the Constitution, it is trying to tell you that it recognizes what's real, that you are born with certain abilities, right? It doesn't use the word ability, it uses the term unalienable rights. You're born with the ability to talk. Eventually, you're going to learn how to talk, right? These are natural things. We could nitpick, if there's people who can't speak, blah, blah, blah. No, generally, human beings use communication, they travel, they do all these things. And a lot of these things are points that are often oppressed in order to keep absolute dominance over a society, like bad dominance, tyranny. She says they're intangible, and my argument is no, they're not. At least your constitutional rights are things that you naturally have the ability to do and should be able to do them more than not. A great modern argument is concerning free speech on the internet. Should people be able to say things? Should platforms be able to censor people who are saying really nasty things. Well, I haven't seen them censor a lot of feminists, and over the years, they say pretty nasty things. Um, you know, castrate all men, kill all men. I mean, I've heard feminists say that. I've seen a lot of videos, and they're not censored. It's a game. Everything's a game, and it's all about tribal domination. So, in terms of our Constitution, well, yes, those people should be able to say those things, and we should be able to speak our minds against it instead of having one small group of people dictate who can and can't speak, because nothing's going to get done that way. And so ultimately, yes, a lot of what goes into rights are ideas, but some ideas are less realistic than others, and vice versa. In terms of the Constitution, it is trying to acknowledge what is real and what isn't. Now, in the first video, I was talking about an essay written by another Andrew Wilson. And that essay talks about how Thomas Jefferson submitted the Declaration of Independence to Benjamin Franklin to say, can you make this more clear? And so Franklin took out sacred values and replaced it with self-evident truths, or one of those things. And so the argument in that essay was that, no, they were right the first time. They should have kept it religious. That's essentially the argument, is that it should have stayed, dogmatic in some way and not secular. And ultimately, again, these people were trying to get away from a dogmatic ruled society. Their entire goal was to make it secular, which is fine. And it's not entirely secular either. Christians are going to an extreme, because if they wanted a secular society, then they would have banned religion altogether. They said, no, government is not allowed to promote religion, right? Government's not allowed to make laws based on religion, but they're not allowed to ban the practice of it either. I've heard Wilson call libertarianism nonsense, he says. Is it nonsense that you get to practice your religion freely? Is it nonsense that you get to go speak on the whatever podcast and have a YouTube channel? I don't think so. Your right to do that isn't nonsense. What you say might be nonsensical. Anyway, that's all I got to say here. I think I'm done with the subject for now. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care.